I appreciate you being here.
Of
And
course.
so we're going to get into the process of you doing that video for our guy, among other stuff that you've done for him and so many other people. So but I just want to first, how did is that how you spell your name in real life? Or is it
So
just
it's either or. So I go by Time. I go by Tim. They're so close. Either or. Either or.
either
So.
or?
hmm
What is your actual name? What was you born with?
So I was born with Timothy. Okay.
Timothy.
So
Okay.
this is how Time got kind of
Mhm.
started. And I'm not even sure if she remembers this, but my mother was teaching me how to learn how to write my name when I was a little boy. So naturally, I'm like Timmy,
Ah,
Time. She's
ah,
like, that's not really it. So ever since then, like when it came time to like adapt a moniker, like along with
okay.
my work, I was like, oh, perfect. We already
Yes,
got one. So there you
that
go.
makes sense. That really makes sense. Thank you for giving us that origin. Yes,
Mhm.
you don't have to go there because I was like, what is, how does that, and how does Time and Tim? But I kind of figured it was like more of your profession, like kind of alignment with that, you know.
Yep,
'Cause it kind of
absolutely.
fits. It does make sense, it
Mhm.
fits in that aspect. But I want to get more into your history, as far as your upbringing, single parent household, two-parent household. Where were you born and raised here or someplace else?
So I am from Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
I'm a Midwest baby. So grew up both my parents, and really they worked, and then I was like an art kid. So I grew up in choirs and
Really?
art class. I did theater. I did band. I played instruments. So my upbringing, like we played sports too, but really my parents were like taking me to music class. Like we were going to art shows. So naturally, like when I moved here, it all just kind of fell together. So
That's wonderful. I'm so glad that you grew up around that, all that creativity because that's always stripped from us, growing up, especially in the school system. That's the first thing that goes out is the arts.
yep.
And that is so unfortunate because I don't think they understand the impact and how stimulating, the arts can be, whether it's music or whether it's photography, whether it's um, pictures, whether it's movies, whether it's, I mean, there is so much to creative arts that needs to be inclusive. It needs to
Mhm.
be brought back. So am so glad that you was exposed to that. But going back a little further, were you were the only child? You have siblings?
So I am kind of like in the middle.
Okay.
I have like an older brother and I have a little sister, so I'm the middle child.
You're the middle child.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you a Jan Brady.
Yeah, everybody's like, it makes sense. The middle child's the artist. So,
Yeah.
yep.
So how was that like for you? Like, did you feel isolated? Because I know a lot of people have this middle child thing. So did you feel isolated? Did you feel loved? I mean, now I'm sorry, scratch that. Did you did you feel inclusive in certain things? Did you feel out of the loop? Did you feel like you were favored less? Like how was that experience for you? Because only you can really tell what your experience is. So I just want to get that from you.
So I would say my parents they just worked a lot. So basically it was like my mom was home, then my dad was working, and then vice versa. But I will say my parents made sure that like we were very just active in a lot of different stuff. So through that we had like my siblings and I we have like a pretty close bond. I would say,
Okay.
being siblings, you get picked on, you get teased, but me and my brother are like this, and me and my sister are like this. So,
Oh, that's a
and
blessing.
they know like I was being a little kid, I was picking up notes of like my brother was into this and into this and into this, and I'm like, oh, okay, so it's cool to wear your hat backwards. It's cool. So he was like helping mold me as like a person and an artist and some of my tastes and things that I like of this nature. He's like, oh, we're listening to like Slim Thug. You should listen to Slim Thug. And I'm like,
Awesome.
oh,
Okay.
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 Okay, I like this because he likes this. So now I'm like, now I really like this because I like this. But he was definitely helped mold me into like the person that I am today. And then my little sister she kind of had her own path, but she did a lot of art and she played piano and
Mm.
for decades, for well, not decades, but probably for a good bit of her life. So
Your life. Mhm.
so we were always just pretty active, and just us being active, I feel like allowed us to have like a good level of support for each other.
And that's wonderful. And and especially at that support, since you mentioned that your parents worked a lot, and that's the thing. A lot of times, it's so hard because even though you know that you need your parents to be present, they still have to pay bills. They still have to
Right,
take care of you, and
right.
that's the only way to do it is to make money to do it. So, so did they have a presence at some point, outside of work? Did they have a presence in your lives when it counted? Okay,
Of course, of course, of
okay,
course. And so, my mother, I would say, is like a super businesswoman. She grew
got
up,
you.
or she was when I was growing up. She worked like a lot of different like business focused positions. And so my father, I was when I grew up, I found out he had a little bit more of an artistic side than I had even knew. So
Hmm.
it's really like I'm getting like my business smarts from my mother,
Best of
and
both
then like
worlds.
my father is
Hmm.
like my father would be like, "Come on, we're gonna paint your room," and I'm like, "Well, how do you know? You know how to paint? Like you know how to?" And he's like showing me like go this way, and then we're like sitting down, and he's sketching like my father. I never knew sketching me on the at the table, and it's like
Wow,
exact,
that's
and
amazing.
I'm a little boy like wow, you can do all of this. So yeah, they always. But what I will say about both of my parents, and I don't even think they notice this about themselves today, but as I'm getting older and I'm stepping more into like film and more than I already have been, but it's like they are movie people. So they're huge, huge, huge movie people. So I never knew like some of the things. Like I grew up watching Terminator. Like
Okay,
as
I
a
was about
little
to ask you.
kid,
You got okay.
we're
Yeah.
heavy, 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 heavy in the movie. So that played a huge role. And today I'm doing stuff, and I'm like, well, why do I know all this stuff? And it's because
You
my
observed
parents,
it.
yep,
Yeah.
they always
Yeah.
have movies on, and not just any movies, but they're having on like classics,
Mm.
super super big movies with big topics, big ideas, and
Mm.
I'm 8 years old, watching Terminator 2, and my dad's like, well, the AI is doing this, and I'm like, wow.
True. True.
So it's just it all kind of led up to today,
Wow,
pretty
that's
much.
amazing. Yeah, I love that. That's some good stuff there. So during the time, and I always like to go into elementary and junior high school because that's a pivotal time. So I wanted to, you said that because you've already got introduced to the arts, at home. It started at home. So when you got into elementary and junior high school, what did you get into? Because you said you got into theater, and what were you doing at that time in junior high, elementary? What were you doing at that time?
So I remember like one of my first experiences with art was like in the first grade or kindergarten.
Okay.
And I remember I was in art class, and they were like, the assignment is to draw an animal. And I was like,
Okay.
okay. And so I'm looking at my neighbors, I'm seeing what they're drawing. I decided to draw an elephant. And so the teacher comes by and she's like, this is the nicest elephant I've ever seen. And I was like, me? Me? Like, and she was like, yes, like we're going to hang this up. And so ever since then, like she really helped me understand that that was something that I liked and that I enjoyed. I knew I liked it, but until somebody kind of recognizes you and gives you that kind of affirmation that it's like,
Of course.
so then I was like,
Yes.
oh, okay, okay, okay. So then that led to I'm skipping lunch classes as like a first grade, second grade, and I'm going to art class. I'm drawing just me and my teacher, and she's showing me like different brush strokes and different color blending, and I'm just so little, and I was like, I just knew every Tuesday or Wednesday you have art class. I knew I specifically was looking forward to that more than
Of course.
anything else, more
Of
than
course.
gym and
Of course.
anything else. I was like, I know when art class comes, I'm like, that's for me. And
And so
so started spiraling from there. So I started picking up drawing. I really enjoyed drawing. Spent a lot of times like just drawing. A lot of the artwork we even have around my house today, like I've hand
oh,
drawn.
you've done. Oh.
Yep, 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 yep,
Oh, I
yep.
wanna see. I wanna see. Can I see?
Stupid. It's hanging up somewhere in the closet, but
Oh, in the
I'll
closet.
if I
Oh, I
get a
thought you had it
picture.
hung up.
If I get a
Oh,
picture of it, I'll definitely show you. But yeah,
yeah.
I drawing is really like one of the first artistic like forms of passion that I had. So
Yeah, I can hear it in your voice. I mean, just while you're talking about it, I can
I
hear
love
of it.
everything
Yeah.
everything art, tactical arts. Like it was just a little bit more natural to me than I'm like watching kids raise their hands and answer these questions so quick. That was me in art class. So I was like,
Wow.
so
Yeah, you found your footing. So how were you in other classes, the academia side? How were you there?
so I'm not gonna say I was bad, but I feel like I knew sitting next to some other kids, they were getting stuff a lot faster than I was. And it
Right.
wasn't a problem to me, but it was like I know it's like Johnny, I know Johnny's gonna get it in math. I know when we get in math class, Johnny's gonna have that answer. But when we get to art class, I
Oh,
know
that's where you're gonna
that's my time. That's my time. So I was like, okay, it's fine. Everybody has their thing. So I feel like it was kind of like that. But what it did was it made me start leaning more towards art. And not that I didn't take my grades and my studies that seriously, but I was like, I feel like I just want to do this
that
a
was your
little bit
focus.
more.
Mhm.
Right. So it made it a little difficult, but we made it.
You made it, exactly. Did you
We
play
made
an
it.
instrument? Did you know how to play an instrument?
So
You was into music? Were
yeah,
you into
yeah,
you
yeah,
was into
yeah, yeah.
music?
Well, I was very big into music. So I have a huge musical background. So once I started, I don't want to say drifting away from art, but I got into choir in my 8th grade year, going into my 9th grade year. My choir instructor was somebody that my grandmother was very good friends with.
Okay.
So when I came up in school, she was very serious about making sure I was sound musically. So she kind of took me by like her wing and really put me through like the ringers with music. So yes, like I started playing trumpet, then from trumpet it manifested into guitar. I spent a
Mm.
couple of years playing
Mm.
guitar, did a little bit of piano here and there, played bass drum in band, and then I was a lead vocalist in choir, and so we
Really?
competed. Yep, we
Oh, you
competed.
sing.
I did have a singing career back in the day. I don't do it anymore. I feel like my voice
Really?
isn't there anymore. But we did competition choir. We competed.
Wow.
I won trophies. I won awards, and then so I went to college. I started going to college for music and vocal
Mm.
production. So started going to Cleveland State, and I was like at that point in time, I was taking music like 8 hours a day, just intense
Mm.
vocal training
Wow.
and all these different
That's
German,
amazing.
French,
Wow.
Italian. Yeah, it was crazy. So I kind of got to a point with music, and then I moved to Atlanta, and then really got into film.
Okay. And
Hmm
so do you miss it?
Uh, so my at the time, my ultimate goal with going into film was I wanted to be able to shoot and direct my own music videos.
Okay.
So do I miss it? Here and there, every now and then, yeah. But I feel like today, the way my soul and my spirit connects to film, it's just a little bit more. It's just a little bit more of a solid connection for me in film
Got
than
it.
me in music was. And
Mhm.
really, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is what really threw me with music. When I moved here, I seen how musically driven Atlanta is,
Oh, yes, yes.
and it overwhelmed me. I
Oh,
was
mhm.
so very overwhelmed. And then like legends come from here. So I was like coming from Cleveland, I'm like not many people coming from there. Like Detroit has like Motown, like but here I remember one of my first classes here I was taking a piano course and the teacher said, "Raise your hand if you make music." And the whole class raised their hand. And I was like, "Ooh, this is a little overwhelming for me." I was like, "I don't
Mhm.
know. I don't know." And then everybody here is so great at singing. Like you hear somebody at the grocery store like, "Oh
Yes.
my God, when is
Mhm.
the album
Mhm.
dropping?" So I was like,
Yes.
that's just not me. But I feel that passion in film. So it kind of
It
transcended
shifted,
into a
it
different.
shifted, and that's
Right.
fine, I mean, but I'm glad that you were able to plant, kinda plant that seed, 'cause, anything is rooted, you can shake it, but it doesn't break, so